as the 99th minute ticks into the 100th and the 100th into the 101st. Messi is in the book. Eyes on the prize, and the prize is big. To stay alive. This is it. Smart, 2-2, extraordinary, 101 minutes! Van Veghorst, and the immediate future is still orange.
Dutch Orange, finalists in 2010, semi-finalists in 2014, and here, after a brief hiatus, heavy hitters once again. The crafty creation of a canny veteran coach Van Gaal, who may into his 8th decade still have the ultimate day, the ultimate say. Of all the great intercontinental rivalries, few as vivid, as resonant as this one. They walk here just as their forerunners did, into the ticker tape of Buenos Aires, the steamy heat of Marseille, the endless night of Sao Paulo. A game for the ages of Cruyff and Kroll, of Passarella and Kempes, of that ball from De Boer and Bergkamp's balletic beauty, of then and of now. An album of memories, and tonight... They give thanks that he is one of them. How often have they said that prayer of thanks? How often have we seen those bright, wide eyes? How often have we seen in the faces of opponents the dismay that he should come and scar them? His 8th World Cup goal, which matches goal for goal the great Maradona, whose passing we marked 2 years on yesterday. Maradona 8 in 21, Messi 8 in 21. Incredible. Sing it from atop the Atlas Mountains, all aboard the Marrakesh Express. A night Morocco will never forget. Eyeball to eyeball with the second finest international team on the planet, and they won it fair and square. Work still to do, but the last 16 beckons for the Atlas Lions and their manic Moroccan fan base, which can dance on and on. Saberi's mischievous free kick, Abu Klal's deft, piercing finish, and a final score at Al Tamama to remember for the ages. Belgium 0.
Perhaps Argentina's motto, it is not how you start, it is how you finish. Not often in the World Cup's stellar environment has one so mighty been rendered so vulnerable so soon. News and Argentina are out. Argentina and Messi the Great marching here to stay alive. Feeling the heat, feeling the obligation, the unforgiving scrutiny. Every lens, every eye, on every touch and turn and wince and smile, there is nowhere to hide. And so we reassemble at the Lusail Stadium. 2 nights since at this venue Richarlison spectacularly sparked Brazil's campaign, but more pertinently 4 nights since also here Argentina suffered the most extraordinary false start. Welcome then, wherever you are worldwide, to Argentina World Cup 22, Take 2. And there are the Mexicans who provide their next hurdle. And then there's him. Then there is him. Imagine how it is to be him. to know the world, certainly his nation, is on his shoulders. To suspect that everybody who watches demands that he delivers. Witsel didn't take it. Ziyech! Oh, what a finish! And it is finished! Zakaria Akoulal! Moroccan mayhem! Drink it in, Casablanca! Relish it, Rabat! This is your night! For nigh on a century and a half, this rivalry has rumbled. 3,000 miles and more they have journeyed just to re-stoke a row with the folks from right next door. From the River Dee to the Severn Estuary, an Anglo-Welsh cross-border bust-up brought to life on the Persian Gulf. Wales must triumph and hope. They are on a win and a prayer. There's a deeply felt craving to overcome the English foe. England need only steer clear of calamity, driven though they are too by the emotionally churned dynamic of this very singular game. Chavez! Oh, glorious! Beyond glorious! Mexico just might, you know! They really just might! From nowhere, they are right in the thick of it! That was a wondrous hit!
It's that. Breathe. For Mexico, breathe out and know you gave what you could. But in the end, you have been foiled by little more than arithmetic. It was a night of complication and emotion, of drive and desire and ultimately despair. There were moments on the evening when they were fractions away. Until the very end, they were within reach out and touch distance. But touch they could not quite. Martin and then gloriously Chavez gave them a side of glory, a side of progress. Chavez with a free kick which lit up the place in a way little else will. Al-Dosari scored late for Saudi Arabia, and that was enough in the end to take away momentum. And the final score is Saudi Arabia 1. Never in the whole history of the World Cup has an African nation overcome the might of Brazil. It is into that challenge that Cameroon now march, Lions truly requiring of themselves to be indomitable. A tournament already of barely fathomable twists, scarcely believable outcomes. Is it truly conceivable that Cameroon can craft yet one more fairy tale narrative? Or is the stark brilliance of Brazil one reality too far?
McKennie!
Serbian success and charged now with reaching a World Cup quarter-final on foreign soil for the first time since the 30s. So from Portugal's rich and rugged Atlantic coast to the fresh alpine beauty of Switzerland, a showcase for the depth and diversity of the European continent. And in pursuit of the last berth amongst the World Cup's Power 8, a compelling narrative of Portugal's grace and poise, of Switzerland's metronomic certainty of two aspirant nations who have never, ever been the whole way.
Now, it is a Moroccan marvel. The Atlas Lions now just one more prowling step from the World Cup final itself. The Arab world unites. The African continent believes. Its standard bearer continues to conjure with the barely believable. For the first time in the history of the World Cup, there will be an African nation in the semi-finals. And Portugal are out, and Cristiano Ronaldo is out. And so they walk, led each by the maestro of their nation's generation, each staring into the eye of his final chance. Messi and Modric, flames which never seem to flicker, beacons which refuse to fade. But for them and for those who march behind them, here, starkly, is the semi-finals sliding door. Argentina and Croatia, to within a game of immortality, or into the spirit-sapping abyss that is nearly but not quite. For only one of them here will the path clear to football's ultimate game. Mbappe, Messi, and so much more. Lionel Messi stares up at his final peak. Kylian Mbappe prowls in the foothills of greatness. From the Andes to the Alps, from River Plate to the banks of the Seine, our planet unites around its ultimate game.